attorney.
Okay, welcome back. Recording is working. Cool. Let's continue and do the caster scene and then do another Karen scene. But let's first start with an Omikuji. I still don't know if there are a couple MI did get in previous incarnations, but haven't gotten again. Meeting. A distant meeting. Employment. Change is coming. Oh no. Financial prospects. Give and take. Well, that's quite ambiguous. We're gonna meet someone. Okay. Good luck. Sure. Sure. Okay, let's continue. And writer. Or, sorry, caster. Not writer. Well, who knows, maybe. Oh boy. In full mage costume, nonetheless. Well, it is a plot scene, so yeah. Or exclamation point scene, so yeah. I see caster. Come to think of it, it's not unusual to find her meditating here. Meditating? I wonder if there's something she's thinking about. Oh yeah, let's pop her a question or two.
前、聖杯戦争について聞いたときは突っぱねられたけど。
Right, that was way early on. Maybe now's the right time. Okay. Perhaps I would be able to hear the real story from her. Ooh, yeah. Whoa, that was a flash tube. Was that Saber Alter? I really want to go back to look at that flash real quick. That was either Saber Alter or Karen. Actually, can I do that? Am I able to do that? Can I just view my own recording while I'm recording? I can. Let me just mute that. We're doing it live, boys. Okay. And from here. Okay, it was Karen. Go frames forward. Yeah, okay. It was Karen, not Saber Alter. Okay. I hope that didn't bug it out. I don't think it would. Yeah, everything looks to be fine. Asking for the real story? What am I saying? I have already asked Caster everything I needed to ask. Have you now? Curious music also accompanying the scene. If I question her any further, I might end up touching upon the truth. Ooh. Are you scared of learning the truth? I'm very curious, huh? Okay. So Shiro is aware that he doesn't know the real story or the hidden stuff. That there is still another layer to be peeled. He's aware of it but is scared. Oh my god. I think this, at least to the first thought that this implies is that it is actually Shiro who wished for the war to continue. Maybe to undo some regret he had afterwards. But that's just a theory. A game theory, of course. That's too reckless. No matter how much she prefers living a peaceful life, she's still a natural-born witch. Okay, dude. She will eliminate mercilessly anything that does not serve her interests. True. As if sweeping away the dust before her, without hesitation. Ooh, yeah, she can be cruel, but I mean, she's mellowed out quite a bit. Yeah. I can't let my guard down. I think you're being a bit too wary. Then again, she is wearing her servant outfit, so... Whilst living amongst someone whose very existence is something that hurts others, showing any weakness at all is fatal. Shiro, are you okay? You don't feel like yourself. Have a Snickers or something.
そう。あいつは裏切りの魔女メディア。
She is.
人間の敵として祭り上げられた繁栄優。
Are we gonna get backstory on her more, or? I recall the myth, okay. The princess of sorcery who received the teachings of the great witch. Ooh, I don't know if I knew this part. I probably did, but I don't remember. Okay. The cunning witch behind the demise of many countries in the age of gods. Need, please give, need. I need that. I need that. We need a background. Yes, please. Princess Medea. Yeah. Very cute. Kinda reminds me of Sakura just because of the blank eyes. The daughter of Aeetes, the king of Colchis, the edge of the east of the Greek world on the eastern Sorge. Sorge? What the fuck is Sorge? Eastern coast of the Black Sea. I don't know how to exactly pronounce this. Aeetes is my best guess, but a sorceress who received the teachings of Hecate, goddess of magic, a princess who led a sheltered life as a king's daughter. Okay, Hecate. The innocent princess who was raised unbeknownst of the outside world was plenty content with just that. She neither wanted wings to set herself free, nor did she long for the vast outside world. She loved the country she was raised in, and was satisfied with living her whole life in the mountains. What is this thing at the very edge here? However, Scushy. With the arrival of heroes seeking glory, the girl's hopes were shattered. The captain of the Argo, Jason, I think, yeah, appeared from the outside world. Yeah, Jason, the hero who arrived seeking the treasure of Colchis, or Colchis maybe, yeah, the golden fleece, would cause Medea to betray her country. I know there's others in the fleet. Jason is the only one I remember there. I know there is another one, at least as a playable character in Fate Grand Order. I don't remember their name. Or maybe it was just Medea. Yeah. Yeah, it might have been just Medea. It was because the goddess... It was because the goddess aiding Jason, Aphrodite, put a curse on Medea, which caused her to fall blindly in love with him. Medea betrayed her father, gave the golden fleece to Jason, and escaped Colchis or Colchis with Jason, now her husband. Even as the king of Colchis or Colchis pursued the Argo to reclaim his daughter, the cursed Medea used magic to tear apart her brother, who accompanied them, into pieces and scatter them across the sea. Yikes! Holy shit. Damn. Grieving, the king collected his dead son's remains, and Jason and company used the opportunity to put Colchis or Colchis behind them. Like this, the foreign invaders shook off their pursuers. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, Aphrodite, public enemy number 1. However, it is said that the disquieting atmosphere on the Argo did not fade. Oh, the princess who presented her homeland's treasure to the man, the woman who went as far as to kill her own brother for the man she loved. The heroes on the boat unanimously castigated the girl who was the princess of Colchis or Colchis. Damn. As if regarding something disgusting and filthy, the heroes avoided the girl. Fortunately for Medea, whose heart was bound by the goddess's curse, she saw their condemning gaze as no different than a mere sea breeze. Damn. She was content with hearing only Jason's words. I'm sorry, but you've done well, Medea. I think Jason was like a blonde character. Yeah. That's right. So long as she could hear such words from the man she loved, she could endure the hero's disdain. The regret of abandoning her country, the sinful betrayal towards her father, the punishment of murdering her own brother were all things she could withstand. And yet, not once did she hear such warm words from her husband. Fuck, that sucks. The return voyage ended without the slightest problem. Jason made the foreign princess his wife and returned triumphantly to his own country of Lolkos. Lolkos? Iolkos? I think that's a capital I because it's shorter than the L there. Iolkos? With the promised golden fleece in hand. Damn. Not once from her husband, and he did make her his wife. Damn. Jason kind of a bitch, huh? But what awaited there was the death of his parents and the annulment of the promise. Oh my god, nobody's getting a happy ending here. Annulment of the promise of the what promise towards Medea, or some promise Jason made with the country of Iolkos. Once the golden fleece is returned, thy throne shall be recognized. Peleus, the king of Iolkos. Sorry if it's Lolkos, but it really seems like Iolkos, who promised this to Jason, cowardly laughed it off as a simple play of words. God fucking damn it. So, Aphrodite kind of a bitch. Peleus kind of a bitch. Good vocabulary. Fueled by rage, Jason commanded his betrothed. He's a cowardly usurper. Kill King Peleus. Pelias, maybe? I don't know. You know, Pelias. I don't know. Though seized by her love towards Jason, Medea was still but a young girl. To the girl who had been shattered by her deed against her brother, Jason repeated insistently, Kill King Pelias, who broke his vow. Pelias. Kill the king's relatives. That's right, the king alone will not suffice. Kill that unsightly successor and the 3 princesses too. Damn. Kinda mirrors on what she did here. It did not take long for Jason to prepare the assassination. The king and his daughters were invited to Jason's house, and they just went with it, sure. In the center was the witch's cauldron. Oh no. Are they gonna get the Japanese myth of being boiled alive? A girl had been bestowed it by the great witch Hecate, a crystallization of secrets in a foundation of mysteries. As in mystic stuff, yeah. Not just, random mystery, but yeah, My good king, we welcome you to our humble abode. Before anyone realized, the end had already begun to draw near. I mean, the king deserves it, not sure about the princesses, but, Unable to resist the man she loved and the curse of the goddess, Medea would use her own magic for the murder of the king. I mean, I'm not gonna put that against her, and I hope it doesn't end up haunting her too much, unlike the murder of her brother, but... Ooh, an actual cauldron, yeah. King Peleus, let us feast our eyes on my wife's secret arts. The man she loved said proudly. Oh, not kill Peleus, King Peleus. I think I said kill instead of king. The girl stirred the cauldron with eyes weary from crying. This would be the secret art of rejuvenation. The magic in which my wife, blank, is particularly skilled. Just no name. Or maybe blanked out name on purpose. Thus spoke the man whom she unknowingly came to love. Unable to oppose, the girl continued the ritual. Let me go back. The hand stirring the cauldron grew ever so tired, feeling like lead. Damn. Yeah, she doesn't even want to be here, but she's forced to love Jason and forced to do this, forced to keep murdering, forced to do things for him. Come to think of it, from the moment she had put her country behind her, had she ever been able to sleep peacefully? Probably not. Her mind and body exhausted, she continued on as if surrounded by thick fog. And being this tired made her forget. Being this sad made her dull. Yeah. This whole backstory is definitely giving me new appreciation on the romance between Castor and Kuzuki right now, because she can actually love off of her own free will. Oh. Had she learned magic? Had she learned magic to do such things? Blood droplets. She cut up an aged sheep. She cut up an aged sheep and placed it into the cauldron. Stir, stir, splash, splash. It melted and disappeared. Great magics are about to occur. And then the aged sheep that had lost all shape and figure revived at the hands of Medea. Its skin brilliant and its eyes full of life. The aged sheep was reborn a lamb. And everyone in the household clapped. The king, impressed, requested that he be rejuvenated as well. Then the girl spoke, just as instructed by the man she loved. And for that purpose, the body must first be cut apart. This art requires that you die once. And they are not gonna throw him into the pot that might or might not rejuvenate him after they cut him apart. Oh my god. The king, fearless, ordered the 3 daughters he loved so to perform the dire deed. Oh my god, that's even better. But yeah, sad that... Yeah, because Medea is not loving Jason of her own will, so even though this is someone who we should not feel remorse or feel bad about at all, the king, even though this is kind of a deserved scene for the king, the fitting end. It's still not pleasant for Medea at all. Oh, the three princesses cut their father to pieces. That's so satisfying. Obviously horrible for all parties except Jason. The king was thrown into the cauldron, and then, okay, they actually threw him into the cauldron, but probably not the same result. I saw it! I saw it! Those fiendish daughters carving up their own father! Their father did not revive, oh my god, and pinning it on the daughters. That's horrible, that's lifelong trauma. I mean, they were the daughters of the horrible king, but maybe they did nothing wrong. I mean, The three princesses cried and screamed. The man she loved then bound the woman. The gods will never forgive the sin of patricide. Daughters of King Pelias or Pelias, take up your own lives. Damn, Jason is kinda insane. The three daughters cried and shouted. Why has this happened? They cried out. They pleaded for forgiveness, not from the gods, but from their father, the king who they had killed. Damn, I'm really feeling bad for the girls, for the princesses, unless they were in on it, but you know. The unfamiliar man called Jason did not forgive even one of them. The goddess's curse vanished at that moment. Oh! Okay. Huh. Is it because she was like a goddess of, you know, beauty, love, whatever, and Jason went beyond the acceptable limits and went to kill or murder perhaps innocent good souls, girls even. Maybe that's the trigger. Or maybe Medea just overcame it on her own. I don't know. Or maybe it's a combination of that and this moment, this scene. Maybe the hot or a cauldron did something to her. Her clouded heart was finally cleared up. Okay, that's good. But it was too late. Fuck. Betraying her country, killing her brother, killing the king through trickery, going as far as to let the three innocent princesses die. Oh, and it all goes grayscale, yeah. That day, I wonder, will she do the final betrayal and betray even Jason? I mean, that would be deserved, but, you know. The girl had undoubtedly transformed into a witch. Oh, let me go back. Ooh. The splendor of Jason's ascent to the throne lasted but an instant. Damn! The people learned of the king's murder, and they drove Jason and the foreign witch out of Ilkos. Jason, who had no place to return to, took the witch and roamed Greece, wandering at last to Corinth. Interesting that she's still deciding to go with Jason. Maybe she's just, you know, doesn't have the will to pull apart from Jason. The king of Corinth welcomed Jason and before long proposed matrimony with his daughter Glauce or Glauce. Marry Glauce or Glauce and obtain the kingship of Corinth? Or keep the witch as wife and continue to receive the king's protection? Jason did not hesitate, oh no. Even though he had begotten 2 children from the witch. Oh my god, okay. Their bond was not enough to keep him near. Yeah, Jason kind of a bitch. Jason abandoned the witch and ran to Glaus's side. Glaus. Please, don't go. Please, don't go. I threw aside my home and country for you. I gave up everything for you. Have pity. If not for me, then for the children, I beg of you. Man. To the witch who clung tearfully, the man said, "What are you trying to say? Was it not your fault that I lost my country? You terrible foreign witch. I never loved you even once." Fuck you, Jason. Fuck you. Man. So Jason's name goes onto the death note. Yeah, that's for sure. Man, I hope by the end of this, even though it probably will not, bring good karma, or like bring good feelings or resolution, I do hope Medea backstabs him or something. Before she knew it, home was too far. All hopes lost, she stepped onto foreign soil. Let me go back. And so, at the end of a long journey, her only desire was born. Fuck me, that sucks so much. But how could it be granted? Everything was but a dream of paradise. The girl became a hideous witch, and even upon returning home, not a single soul would believe her to be the young princess. She had changed too much. Even as the castle she lived out her childhood in remained unchanged, surrounded by the same greenery. And then, on the day of the marriage of the man named Jason, in the midst of countrywide celebration, Corinth fell. That's good karma. Oh, that's karmic justice. Holy shit. I mean, sucks for everyone living in there, but like, holy shit. Glaus, the bride, was engulfed in flames. What the fuck? The hero, who was to become the new king, was forced again to a life of wandering. Serves him right, but like, holy shit, I don't think the princess... I mean, obviously she probably knew that Jason already had a wife who he abandoned, so he knew that Jason was a horrible person, and still chose to marry Jason. But like, that may have been forced upon her because she was a princess. But holy shit, I'm not sure if she deserved to go out in flames like that. Holy... I guess it thematically it's good because, you know, Jason is all about not loving her, and then when she decided to marry someone, nope, denied. The tale that follows is no longer a part of the legend. Oh, okay. It is said the young man who led the heroes as the captain of the Argo, while pondering the wreckage of the ship, was crushed to death by its fallen stem post. Thank you, game. Thank you. Holy shit. Fuck Jason. We hate Jason in this household. Holy shit. Justice. Thank you, game. But yeah, Obviously sad end for Medea. And that the girl he brought home with him became a witch and continued to wander the lands of Greece. At least she got to keep her life, even if everything else was robbed of her. Even now, she gazes over yonder from the ashen shore. The many sins she had accumulated. Let me go back. And the many dreams she had left behind. How can you, game, how can you do that to me? You give me the best, like, well-deserved scene of Jason dying, and then right afterwards you're gonna gut punch me with these lines. Let me go back. Though she knew those wishes would never be granted. I want to return to my country before I die. As though in atonement, the woman continued to hope. Whoa. Damn. Shivers. Ooh. Dizziness overcame me. Yeah, same, kinda. Oh boy. As if having seen a fragmented dream. Yeah, very interesting that Shiro got a glimpse of that. Huh.
そうだ。話を聞くんだっけ?
I'll be alright. So long as I'm careful, a conversation should be fine. It's akin to jumping into a lion's den out of curiosity. But this time, the witch seems sated, satisfied. Surely she'd overlook an unpleasant question or two to kill some time. Maybe. Whoa, what a backstory, by the way. Holy.
また来たの？何のつもりか知らないけど、勇敢ね。私が一人でいる時がどんなに危険か分かっているでしょうに。
I love that mischievous voice. Just as she says herself, being near Castor when there is no one else around is unquestionably dangerous. Yeah, as we learned it was probably in Fate route. Or no, it was in UBW route, yeah. Maybe in Fate route too. Castor was able to, you know, due to Shiro being a newbie at fortifying or defending himself with magicka, Castor was easily able to take hold of his mind and drag him. The real hazard is not the fact that she can use magic without the concern of prying eyes, but the fact that she cannot control her emotions while not under the scrutiny of others. Oh, that's interesting. Cannot control her emotions while not under the scrutiny of others. So while she is leisurely, free, relaxed, she can't control her emotions. Huh. Once Castor snaps, there's no way to stop her. Okay? She may act like a calm witch if an outsider were present, but when left alone, her feelings run wild. Well, people do call that being emotionally unstable or delusional. Wait, that means she's best girl.
いや、ちょっと気になることがあって。
Yeah.
今は機嫌が良さそうだから、今のうちに聞いておこうと思ったんだよ。
Oh, this slight eyebrow raising. The atmosphere grows ever so slightly heavier. Yeah, she's locked in. I guess she's already figured out what it might be about.
何かしら、あまりいい話ではなさそうだけど。
Yeah, not really.
ただの質問。長居するのも恐ろしいし、サクッと聞くけどさ、あんたがこの状況を解決する気がないのは分かってる。 それに関してはどうこう言う気はない。
Mm-hmm.
ただ、一つだけ知りたくなったんだ。
Hmm.
あんたほどの魔術師なら、この4日間のことなんて簡単に調べがつく。
Hmm.
なら本当の話、あんたは本当のことを知ってるんじゃないのかって。
Ooh. What will be Caster's answer?
面白いことを言うのね。
she's just happy to be able to be alongside Kuzuki.
私がすべてのからくりを知っていると？
Hmm. A broad grin spreads across her face. It's the polar opposite of her smile from before. A smile that carries an unmistakable omen of death. Damn.
残念ながら外れよ坊や。
Yeah, you don't know? Are you sure about that? I mean, I'll trust you. I don't know if Shiro will.
確かに初めは手を尽くして危うく天をつかみそうになったわ。
Hmm.
けど今の私はその一歩手前。
One step away. Huh. What do you mean by that?
ほら、お遊戯は全てを知れば終わってしまうでしょ。だから解明するのはやめて、
Oh.
その前に手を離したのよ。
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could have ended it, but I chose not to. Okay, okay, dude.
やめておいたね。
Mm.
そりゃ同じことだろう。結局知ってるようなもんじゃないか。
Or maybe she knows that she would have figured it out if she went that one step further, but chose not to, so she doesn't know the full, real truth.
ええ。でもまだ誰にも教えてはいないわ。
Okay.
犯人を当ててしまったら事件はおしまいですもの。この犯人は何もできないし、無理に捕まえる義理もないですからね。
We have no obligation to forcefully capture them either. Okay. Yeah, this all is more and more making me just lean towards Shiro being the one who activated this wish.
なるほど。犠牲者は出ないから感染してるってわけか。そういえば、割と受け身だよな、あんたって。じゃあ、今回もずっと傍観してくれるのか？
Unless her tranquility and peace is disturbed, yeah, probably.
私から手を出す気はないと言ったでしょ。
Mm-hmm.
でも最後の時になったら、そう言ってはいられないでしょうね。
Oh, wait. New theory. Not a full-blown theory. New idea just popped into mind. Just because I was thinking that, or just mentioned that she doesn't care as long as she can spend peaceful days with Kuzuki. Who else would like to spend peaceful days with their loved one? Sakura! What if it's Sakura? She was present at the end of Heaven's Feel. Obviously, like I've been mentioning the end of Heaven's Feel, or the previous war. It doesn't need to be that. It could be a separate instance, totally, just complete separate instance happening way later. But yeah, I like the idea of Sakura actually being the culprit, just making sure that these 4 days go on so she can stay with Shiro together forever. And I think I have one slight motive for that too. Not just that, she's obsessive and likes to be with him, but it has to do with Rin, because Shiro has promised to go with Rin to study abroad, and Sakura does not want the separation, so to keep being in this slight pocket of time, I think Sakura would do something so drastic as long as it doesn't directly threaten anyone's life. I like that. I like that idea, actually. Okay, cool. Obviously, that doesn't need to be any main theory. It's just something I just now spontaneously thought of, but That would fit. That would fit. Obviously, it could just be It's so that is one idea. Then there's obviously the Shiro regretting someone's death, Kirei's death or something. There's always Avenger and Bezet. We don't know their full stories yet. Karen, most likely not it, as we've pretty much gotten her backstory told us from a pretty omniscient perspective, you know. It could always be Kirei, it could always be Gilgamesh, it could be Ilya, maybe. I don't know, I'm not really vibing with the Ilya idea. I mean, she is in a separate location and, you know, just observing from afar. Yeah, I mean, my main culprit right now is Shiro, and he just doesn't remember it. Then Avenger, then Bezet, then Sakura? Sure, let's go with those four as the main four culprits, and everything else is like, haven't thought about it or doesn't seem likely. Cool, yeah. But when the end comes, I cannot say that will be the case. Yeah, might come together to fight at the finale. At least against the Avenger or the Beasts.
終わるというのなら私も黙ってはいない。私じゃなくて私のマスターがだけど。
Sure. Well, it's the same thing in the end, sighs Caster. She may be known as a treacherous witch, but her obedience to her master, Kuzuki Soichiro, is absolute and unwavering. Well, you could also say she is head over heels for him. True. And that's... I'm really appreciating that right now for her way more than before. Like previously I was just... because I just liked her personality and, you know, her being a witch turned loving, caring, doting girlfriend wife. You know, I liked that. I liked that trope. So I enjoyed that on its own. But now that I know her backstory fully, like, it's so much better. It's so much better. She seems to think she's not been found out yet. But it's a well-known fact to everyone aside from Kuzuki and Caster. The moment Kuzuki Soichiro says, "Assist me," to Caster, she would obey regardless of what it was. Yeah, blind love, but out of free will.
あんたとしては続けたいけど、久月先生が解決すると言ったら手伝うってこと？
Obviously.
そうよ。犯人の邪魔はしないけど協力もしない。いえ、できないのよ。終わる終わらないは私ではどうにもならないことですからね。
Curious.
わかる？だからあなたは目障りなの。続けたいって言うなら飽きるまで続けさせればいいのに、自分から邪魔しようとしているんだもの。
If you want to continue, then you should let it continue until you grow tired. Yet you yourself are trying to interfere. Huh. That seems awfully poignant. That seems awfully direct finger point at us as Shiro, as culprit. Does it not? Whether it ends or not, there's nothing for me to do about it. You get it? That's why you are an eyesore. If you want to continue, then you should let it continue until you grow tired. Yet you yourself are trying to interfere. Huh. Yeah.
ほんと。何度あなたを殺してやろうと思ったか。
But you can't because you don't want to interfere.
一応聞いておくけど、今の冗談。
Whatever makes you feel better.
あら、私が冗談を口にできる女かどうか、あなたは知ってるんじゃなくて
My goat caster. Gulp. My back freezes twice over. Damn. I knew it wasn't a good idea to stay here for long.
あんたはとことん傍観者だってことは分かったよ。この話はこれっきりにしたいところだけど。どうして殺さなかったんだ？一度ぐらいはいいだろうに。
Just once would be. that's such a funny line because usually that's that type of a line would be associated with well, I guess sexual misconduct usually on the boys' behalf, like, you know, just a tip is fine, just once is fine, right? But here we're making that be lust for murder. Just once would have been fine, right? Well, no, not really. Since it's Caster we're talking about, you'd think she'd lose it and skewer me at least once already.
どうしても何も。
Yeah?
マスターが一度もそれを望まなかったからに決まっているでしょ。
Damn! She has full control of her own actions because Kuzuki never wished to do that. Yeah? She declares flatly, damn. I smile at her graciousness.
そうか。そうだったな。
そうだったな。
最後にもう一つ聞いとくわ。
Sure.
仮に久月総一郎がこの異常に気づいたらどうすると思う？解決しようとするかな？それともこのまま放っておこうとするかな？
I would think he would leave it alone. Like, if it doesn't affect him, why would he care? He'll just continue living life like a robot. Just do the next thing. Unless... no. I don't know.
なあ、本当の話、あんたらはどうなんだろ
う? For an instant, the air is completely frozen. That's an odd question. I could have died 4 times within 3 seconds. Yeah. Caster restraining the magical energy that could kill me with just a glance.
解決するわ。
Okay. He would resolve it.
総一郎の善悪は坊やとは違うけど、あの人は自分が間違っていると感じたことは正す人だから。
Okay, I believe you. You know him better than I do. You know him better than anyone else. Her answer has a shadow of sadness in it. Yeah, that would mean an end to these peaceful repeating days.
そっか。あんたのマスターは俺に似てるんだな。
Ooh, sure. That's an interesting comparison. I say that to myself in reverence as I let out the melancholy that had built up in my chest. Yeah.
違うわね。
Oh?
あなたが総一郎に似ているのよ。
Bitch, you are not the main character. Her reply echoes with pride. The world revolves around Kuzuki, not you.
ああ、じゃあこの辺で。
Sure.
つまんない話をして悪かった。あんたは思う存分ここで我関せずを貫いてくれ。
言われなくてもそのつもりよ。けど、そうね。一人で頑張っているあなたに敬意を表して、すべてが終わる時が来たら見送りぐらいはしてあげるわ。
Interesting. Mark that down. Caster will do something at the end. Okay. Huh. I'm dumbfounded. Her words leave me speechless. Oh?
何ですかその顔は。私の言っていることがわからない？私は最後の時になったら。
Yeah?
わかってる。
Do you?
手伝ってやるって言ったんだよな。
Yeah, I believe that's what she meant. I mean, Shiro might have misunderstood it or took it as a, you know, she'll do something good for him or, you know, I don't know.
お世辞抜きで頼りにするよ。
Hmm.
あんたたちに手伝ってもらえるのはもしかしたら一番の励みになるかもしれない。
Did I misread that? I'll see you off when everything is about to end. With the face. Let me know if I didn't fully realize or read between the lines here. Okay. I leave Castor's garden. Oh. She fixes her robe and sees me off. What an unpleasant subject. Even though she was in such a good mood. Oh. There was just one moment where she looked like her past ominous self. Damn.
本当の話、あんたらはどうなんだろう。
Ooh, okay. The boy who said that is already leaving. Ooh, from Castor's POV? The witch conceals her body with a black robe and, rather than disappearing, stands completely still.
本当の話、あんたらはどうなんだろう。
I'm not sure if this is the exact correct, like, one-to-one translation. I think a better one would be, for real, what is actually up with you two? Would fit better than what really happened to two of you.
本当の話、あんたらはどうなんだろう。
Yeah. For real, what's up with the two of you? Someone who is like someone. Oh. Oh, are we bringing in Avenger Shiro connection, maybe? Because we had a Soichiro Shiro connection here, or, you know. Someone who is alike to someone. Yeah? I see. Your master is like me. The present that is like reality. Yeah? What are we doing? The illusion that resembles reality. I just got a horrible vision from that line. Oh no. Somehow the game glitches and there is no happy present. There is no happy marriage life between Soichiro and Castor. They both died in Stay Night. They're just gone. They are not here. Or one of them is dead or something or other. A bunch of people shouldn't be here. They should be dead. They should be done. Oh no. Not just with Castor and Kuzuki here, but maybe with others too. Oh no. Oh no. I hope that's not the case. Oh shit. That is wrong. It is you who are like my master. I really hope this means Kuzuki and not someone else. The disjointed thoughts swirl together and dissolve. Originally, she did have a different master. I think she killed him, but a muddy mess. Mud, huh? We've used that word before. That's not a good word. Scenes of the present world that have already become the memory of another. Memories from when she still lived as a human and a bad dream she had just seen a little earlier. Oh. Like the cauldron where the old sheep was boiled, the dead and living are mingled together. No. I said that theory. I said it as a something I don't want to happen. Game, no. The dead and living, they are not mingled together. There is no illusion. There is no dead Castor or dead Kuzuki and the other one is alive. There is no dead after Heaven's Feel. Everyone except our household people died. Or were swallowed by Sakura. No, bad game, bad game. Don't do that. Let's just ignore this and say that the game is going to another direction. I am delusional and I will not believe this present.
本当の話ですって。
Oh, this feels more comical. The witch bites her lips ominously. Oh. Perhaps an evening shower. Thunder can be heard in the distance. The sound of rain hitting the trees evokes a vision of the scene where they first met. Even if she gives into frustration, only one thing comes to her mind. That day. The dried out palms of the man that grasped the hands of the foolish woman who had never been chosen by anyone. Yeah? This is when Kuzuki and Castor first met. Rain, after Castor had betrayed her original master at the beginning of the Fifth War. Rain is falling. She looks down briefly, only to see that the hand is covered in blood. Straining her ears, she could hear ragged breathing. A body frozen like ice, and her head frighteningly blank. Or are we back in the very present, very past? Rain, it's Rain. A body threatening to vanish, her reason threatening to collapse. Okay, that would imply it's, when she met Kuzuki. The sky she looks up at is high. She calls for help and receives none, and the fading body grows ever colder. Oh, but tonight is different. Her magical energy is running out. There are few spells at her disposal, and none to secure a vanishing life with. No, to begin with. Because the night when the cold rain fell was warmer and filled with light. His death was nearly instant. I hope we are referring to the beginning of the Fifth Holy Grail War, before she met Kuzuki. I hope we're not referring to Heaven's Feel or another route where Kuzuki died. Right? Right? This is the story of one man. Oh no! It begins about 25 years back. Oh no! Oh no! The story of a lethal weapon. No, it's a story about Kuzuki. That was talking about Kuzuki. That means that she was mourning the death of Kuzuki. That means, oh no, that almost but confirms that Kuzuki is actually dead in the true truth that hasn't been revealed in the game yet. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, I'm not like gonna fully go into that idea. I'm keeping other ideas afloat as well in my mind. It's just that's where I'm heading mentally, believing that idea. The dead and living mingle, huh? It begins about the story of a lethal weapon that was tempered for nearly as long as he lived. He did not know what that group was right until the very end. In the middle of secluded mountains, amidst a community that gathered and lived together like mountain ascetics, he came into existence. Oh. Oh. Without parents or siblings, he was born as a child with no connections whatsoever. It might be more accurate to call it an emergence rather than a birth. Oh, that makes it seem much more supernatural. And that makes me, even though that might fit a backstory for Kuzuki, that makes me more think about Avenger. Or some other magical construct. That baby grew up in the midst of that gathering. Fortunately, he was pure. Even though that wasn't much of a place for living. Even though that probably wasn't how people lived. He, who knew not of the outside world, accepted that gathering. Yeah, that sounds lovely. 20 years since then, he did not leave his allotted 10 square meters of forest. That's not a lot. A square meter is meter by meter, right? So 10 square meters would be 10 by 10, which is 100 meters in total. That's not a lot. Yeah. Just 10 to one direction, 10 to another. Yeah. And he continued to temper the one technique he was bestowed with. Around the age of 10, he was told that the community was a factory. Oh, a place where the necessities of daily life are mass-produced through the work of many. Since he had no experience in creating things, he didn't have to wonder which side he was on. Curious. He had no objection to the fact that he was a daily necessity. Ah, I see. He's not on the creating side, he's on the necessity side. Instead, you could probably say he was relieved. It would have been strange otherwise. All day long, he single-mindedly repeated the same steps. No need for variety, just perfect this one action, said the blank blank. That's the same as being a tool. They consented to the fact that they were tools being used by total strangers, and further polished their their function. To put it another way, those unable to come to terms were grief-stricken, became unable to keep up with their daily work, and disappeared even from the memories of the tools. It was shortly after that when he guessed his own function, living weapon. Extra knowledge was driven into them for when the time came. Daily necessities, though they may be, they had to become pseudo-humans to manifest their function. Assassins. The knowledge necessary to function as a human blend into society. While considered as an excess, it was rare for them to be used without that knowledge. Although it would seem the blank blank were against including extra functions, it was something unavoidable. Yeah, okay. To him and to the blank blank, it was no doubt an agonizing decision. Knowledge that he hadn't been taught until then. Things that are common knowledge for a human. Things that would make him inconsistent if learned. Ooh, sure. It was only dead weight to slow him down. Yeah. Definitely. Emotions. Definitely useless. However, thanks to that knowledge, he learned the name of his function. Just in general human knowledge. Murderer. Oh boy. To be detected by no one. To kill the victim before they are even aware of it. That was the function expected of him. Being a fast learner, he left his 10 square meters of forest and came to serve more frequently at the blank blank's court. Court, huh? But even that happened only once a month or so. There, he learned of the cost of perfection and the appearance of the blank blank who were using him. Oh my god, that looks very Avenger-ish, but I'm still feeling this is more Kuzuki related. But we'll see. I mean, it could be Assassin or Hassan even. I don't know why, but sure. The court was an immaculately clean place. Or even Jason for some reason, maybe. Probably not. The building where demons were said to live. The place rumored to be a hellish pandemonium was, in fact, a spotless white world. Ooh. The scraps of tools that didn't listen to the blank blank and were disassembled while alive. Holy shit. Okay, game. And the remnants of those who brought shame to blank blank and had their brains transplanted into animals as punishment. Oh, cool. And the fish tanks packed with flesh of the children who were gathered for the comfort of blank blank. Oh, cool. Very cool. It could still also be the one guy who was Caster's master beforehand, but probably not. Nothing, none of it was there. Huh. Those were all things that certainly happened, but they had nothing to do with this place. In this pure space, blank blank, having not known one speck of guilt as an ineffective form of staving off boredom, aiming for nothing but the expansion of tonight's menu by a mouthful, exchanged completely unrelated human lives for money. Oh, lovely. Oh, that image. Very cool. Please save me. I don't want to die. Please let me go. Those pleas were to be all laughed off as filthy and silenced. And so, without the blank blank even noticing, the ones exploited realized something in their final moments. These humans were speaking a different language all along. They were both living beings, yet their hearts were created differently. Huh. This is a very, very weird scene. Things like the voice of the dishes lined up along the dinner table did not exist to them. Huh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Yummy, yummy humans, or I guess they are tools. The blank blank. The voice of other humans would never in a lifetime reach them. This is not a matter limited to just their court. Thus said the ones who oversaw him. Those are the privileged few who use us tools. This world is governed by humans who are not humans. Sure. I think we're going like metaphorically here, like they feel like monsters because they are inhumanly cruel and whatnot, but and you know, but it would be funny if this was literal and they are actually like monsters or demons or I don't know, aliens or something or other. He was told his function was to kill just one person for them. Okay. He didn't think that was evil. That leans more Kuzuki. Mentally, he was already perfect. His morality was bred for the convenience of the blank blank. To him, murder was not evil. Yeah. If anything was evil, then it was actions that were not logical. Yeah, that's definitely Kuzuki then, yeah. The logic of a tool. The logic of existence. Simply put, if an ink brush loses its use, then that is evil. That's a fascinating morality. If something made for killing people overlooks its target, that is injustice. If you put it this way, blank blank were not doing anything wrong. Yeah, they're simply executing their function. They're doing what is right. They were creatures that had been given such preferences and privileges to begin with. Ah, yes. If they cared about their slaves, then the reasoning by which the world was managed would not stand. And that is how he was taught. Damn. While he witnessed the blank blank's cruelty, he did not detest them. Yeah, they're just doing what they should be. If there was something evil, it was just one thing. Ah, yes, the tools failing to be of use. Do not doubt one's own function. That should have been what was correct for him. Yet, for some reason, he still thought about it. Ooh. Curious. What if he were to be given a function altogether different from this one? I mean, then you go with that one. He thought of things that could be nothing but evil, like what kind of tool he would then have to become. Towards his function, his daily routine continued. The art bestowed upon him was a fighting style called Snake, but he perfected it many years ago. Yeah, that's Kuzuki. Then again, I think the previous master also had a snake-like accessory or something. Nevertheless, his daily routine did not change. No new techniques would be given to him. He was simply created as a snake tool. Cow tools? No. However much capacity he had, there would be no meaning in adding other functions. And like that, another 10 years passed, and he reached the 20th. Finally, nearing his expiration date as a tool, holy shit, he was given a chance to exert his potential. Okay.
お前の完成には2000万の金と時間がかかっている。
Wow. If there was anything different from other organizations, then that would be it. No matter what type of tool they were, no matter what kind of function they had, a one man, one kill rule was strictly observed. The exact same end awaited both outstanding talent and average junk. Yeah, no loose ends.
2000万かけて育てた道具は2000万の仕事をすればよい。
Profits will be taken. You will not be used twice. Kill yourself after fulfilling your duty. Holy shit. Wow. Those were their absolute rules. Ordered to kill this person, he underwent training beyond human comprehension. And then, having finally perfected the technique after tens of years of practice, he will display it only once before putting an end to everything. Huh. Curious that we met him in UBW then, and I guess something happened. Something went wrong, or he has not yet killed his target. And if he hasn't killed his target, then it must be someone who is either dead or someone in the cast we know, and he's currently about to do it, or was about to do it, and either succeeded or failed. Because holy shit. He obeyed in silence. It was said the target laid out layer upon layer of defenses. The social position necessary for smoothly making contact would be provided by the blank blank. Okay. What if it's something like Issei's father or Reikon or something? After that, he just had to proceed with his body alone. Maybe something like fuck, I forgot. Fujine's grandpa. He's the leader of the mafia group after all. Yeah, after that, he just had to proceed with his body alone. Proceeding empty-handed was done solely to make it easier to make contact with the key individual. Don't tell me it's Castor. I mean, why would the random society know of it? Then again, maybe mages know. When they leave the forest, they are promised death, a journey to die, regardless of their success or failure. Yeah. Feelings of happiness, frankly, they were likely there, however faint. Damn. Settling a balance of 20 years, finding out the extent of his function. Even if the outcome was death, that was still plenty to look forward to. Oh boy. I mean, yeah, I guess you should be happy to do the one thing you've been training your whole life to do, but holy shit. The work ended all too quickly. Damn. So he did manage to murder his target. What happened afterwards then? There were none of the expected guards or barriers. When he visited the building to do preliminary inspections for the real thing, he ended up finishing his job. Oh, okay. Just blankness. The emotions of that moment were not easy to put into words. Satisfaction, or maybe the opposite. Feeling of relief, maybe. Anticlimactic, I don't know. Unease, maybe. Maybe happiness, maybe sadness. What came flying into his chest was nothing. Anticlimactic. Neither joy nor sadness. Neither disgust nor happiness. Shouldn't there be something? Yeah, he managed to do his one function. Yet, that's all there is. He thought his function would be accompanied by some emotion, but not a single ripple disturbed his mind. If only. Suppose something did move within him at that moment. Wouldn't that make him a different being altogether? Yeah, maybe. So, but because nothing did move, you can easily conclude that you are just a tool. You have executed your function. You must now end your own life. What happened? If there was happiness, then on to the suicide. Isn't that kind of opposite of the logic? If there was sadness, then on to being a natural-born killer. But there had been nothing. Feelings and so forth. There were none whatsoever in the fruits of the technique he spent 20 years tempering. There was neither pleasure nor discomfort when he killed. Only the feeling of the puppet-like target's neck breaking was left in the palm of his hand. Damn. There was no reward, nor was there compensation. The shock of taking a person's life was nowhere to be found. Even his function itself seemed strange. Are you doubting you are a failure as this tool with this one specific function because you're not feeling anything, I guess? Didn't need it. It was completely unnecessary. The murder of this target required no technique whatsoever. I see. It was more like an accident. A level of difficulty that needed no training. An assassination that kids in the neighborhood could have performed. Holy shit. Damn. Yeah, okay, I see. It was all excessive. Yeah. How on earth could something like 20 years of training have been needed? Because you took such an excessive amount of time to train. You must not be doing something correct. This must not be your function. Yeah, okay, I see it. His function that was left with nothing. The pilgrimage that was of no meaning to begin with. Let me just make sure we are still recording. Yeah, we are, okay. It's not that doubts had surfaced. Okay. There was probably no reason. There was no reason in anything. Before the corpse that he only knew the name of, he became aware of his usual apathetic self.
乾いているな。
I'm dull, 乾いている. I'm drying, I'm dry. Drawing that conclusion himself, he then decided to liquidate the person he was up until then. Oh. He did not commit suicide, but instead withdrew from the gathering and became independent. He did not even think about the option of going underground and hiding himself. Ooh. He, quite naturally, moved to a faraway town and used the social position that was given to him for fulfilling his function. Sure. The personality prepared for him was one of a teacher, but he was able to master the basic knowledge and skills somehow. Okay. He had no difficulty adjusting to his new role, his completely different life. But there was just one trivial matter bothering him. Like a small thorn stuck in the recesses of his mind. He did not realize what that strange feeling was until the very end. The life that he did not assume would continue for more than half a year, in fact has continued for 5 years. There were none that searched for him, and he himself decided that he would live without regard for his pursuers. Sure. It was not that he yearned for a normal life. In the 20 years he lived, he only polished his technique for killing. If the result were something like that, then all that remained was to disappear without accomplishing anything more, he concluded. Sure, this is such a hard scene for me too. Well, I mean, I'm reading and I'm understanding and I'm grasping what is being told to me, but because it's dealing with emptiness, which is something I haven't really dealt with, it's hard for me to like sympathize or empathize or, you know, connect on a deeper level. That's why I don't have that much to say about this. But I am very intrigued and intently reading. In short, he had lost the opportunity to find joy in life. Humans spent the rest of their lives fulfilling the hopes they've accumulated up until adulthood. Sure. I need to drink. Whether or not they are fulfilled is not the issue. They are, in fact, an anesthesia that can expend time originally filled with nothing but agony. Humans spend their lives fulfilling the hopes they've accumulated up until adulthood. The hopes are in fact anesthesia that can expend time originally filled with nothing but agony. Sure. He who had none of this could only continue on meaninglessly. He had neither ideals nor illusions. Yeah, I can see the connection to Shiro. Even though Shiro has ideals, they are not his own. they are very much Kiritsugu's. It's almost like Shiro is also executing that one function to continue doing what Kiritsugu would have done and become an ally of justice, right? I can see the connection there. He decided he would fulfill the duty of living until his own flesh would rot away, until the tool known as himself ceased to work. Also, this really works as well with Archer, or rather not Archer specifically, but you know, the idea Archer had when deciding to become one with the counterforce. Yeah, just fulfill this one function, continue doing it endlessly. That would seem to make him a cold-hearted machine, but he was a human, no different from those around him. It's just that his inspiration had died. What is dead does not revive. We'll see. We'll see, game. It is not that it's sleeping in the depths of his heart, or that it's regressed or anything. It just doesn't exist anymore. That's giving me a scary feeling about the present. No matter how human-like a life he tries to live, he will never in his life feel inspiration. He never thought it to be painful, and the people around him assumed he was strong too. There is nothing wrong with that assumption, but he did make an effort to rot away meaninglessly like this. With his dead heart, he walked the path of hell and endeavored to live among humans. And then he met that pale woman, yeah. He was returning home after finishing the day's work. As he was heading towards the temple gate, he caught sounds coming from the forest, yeah? We saw this in UBW. Having been indebted to the temple, he took it as his obligation to see what was going on, and he found a woman covered in blood. The woman wrapped in the black cloak was so weak that it seemed she would disappear at any moment. She seemed so frail that the word vanish rather than die would be more fitting to describe her appearance. Oh, how right you would have been or were with that idea. Whoa, flashbang. Later on, the witch would think this meeting was a miracle. Yeah, Kuzuki should not have been there if he had worked as his function had told him to. But the thought was not hers alone. Even if it were an illusion, the impossible happened. An emotion, the heart that had beat at the same rhythm for tens of years, had stopped for just an instant. Oh, like my romance side of brain wants to immediately say love at first sight, even if Kuzuki doesn't, acknowledge or realize it. But just emotion is enough. A disturbance to the monotonous rhythm. The interruption had but a minor effect, but it did change the beat, yeah. And because of that change, which Kuzuki noticed, he became curious and helped him, I guess, yeah. Something that should have been dead trembled as if to stir.
そこで何をしている?
He paid attention to something he normally would not have. The woman collapsed without responding to his call, and he took her with him on his own. Oh boy. Kuzuki and emotions, huh? Or at least something rather than nothing. Forest in the night. Rain. A weakened body. Clearly not a decent person. Trivial matters, including a cloak covered in blood. This woman is dangerous. Even if he tried to distance himself from it, he was out of place as well. There was no way he couldn't pick up the scent of one who was the same as him. Well, right, as in a murderer. I was like, no, Castor has emotions, but yeah, the murderer side, yeah. But still, he looked after the woman. It was not out of sympathy for someone similar, a fellow murderer that he saved. He helped because a person had collapsed before him. Okay, that's how he is justifying it to himself. Yeah, it was the right thing to do. The reason why he saved her was simply that. Sure, let's go with that. I still think there might have been emotion in there, but... The woman awoke in about an hour.
起きたか? 事情は話せるか?
The woman stared at him, dazed. There was neither bewilderment nor delight. She looked as if her despair of being alive had turned to tears and were about to spill forth. After having a very, very bad life, and then when she gets incarnated as a servant, immediately bad first master who she eventually has to betray and then is about to disappear, and now a random person has saved her. What must that feel? The first time someone is ever, well, her childhood probably was good, but in a long time, the first person to actually help her out without any real motive.
迷惑だったのなら帰るがいい。忘れろというなら忘れよ。
Those words are probably so precious to her right now. How did the woman take his words? Can she believe them even after everything that has happened to her? Did she think she could use him? Or did she think did she let her guard down at his kindness? The woman divulged her background, and he all too quickly accepted her rather peculiar identity. Oh, he embraced the woman and also acknowledged participation in the killings known as the Holy Grail War. Oh, some solace for Castor. Of course, the witch was probably surprised too, yeah. A bit, yeah. Bewildered even. The woman's condition was, although slightly, improving. Because while she gloated that she could have, the moment she were rejected, used magic to control his heart, her vile schemes were undone with just a single statement. It's not that he consented to her out of fear, or that he was interested in the Holy Grail. He cooperated with the woman because she had asked for his help, and that was the right thing to do. He was a man who saw no evil in murder to begin with. He had no reluctance to becoming a master. However, the truth is that he cooperated to distance himself from the past. If you assume there was a moment of disconnection, then this would be it. Okay. He did not realize why he had abandoned the life he had worked for until now and taking up the woman's cause.
極力今の生活を乱さないようにしろ。手が欲しいときは言え。
He did not realize, huh? Emotion stirring deep within. This was his policy. He has no desires. It was just that the woman he saved wants something called the Holy Grail. If he fights, then it is not for the Holy Grail, but for the woman. Since he promised to aid and cooperate, lending his strength to the woman is a natural obligation, yeah? To him, the Holy Grail War was an abnormality, but it was not a wrongdoing. Because to him, evil is defined as something that negates his established function. Yeah, and that morality stays even if he did his function and whatever. And so he became the caster of master. He became the master of caster. He was a master without command spells, but she obeyed his words. He knew nothing like magic to begin with. She only used him to stay in this world and planned to treat him as a puppet. Yeah. I don't fully remember if Castor was also feeding off of the energy of other humans in Fuyuki. I know Gilgamesh was doing that with Kirei, but I don't know if Castor was also doing that, or if she is actually able to sustain only off of Kuzuki. Yeah, she only used him to stay in this world and planned to treat him as a puppet. And he himself did not participate in the Holy Grail War. Rather, he left the fighting to the woman. If there ever was a chance that he would reject her, it would only happen if she denied the Holy Grail War to begin with. As the user and the used, the relationship was perfect. Yeah, both sides got what they wanted. I want to go back. Yet, for the same reason, they did not mesh together as human beings. The more the woman began to change her mind, the more of a reason he had to abandon being a master. And the more he experienced her character, the more he broke down as a tool. Ooh. I can see a possible motive here for Kuzuki to be the one who did the wish. Okay. I want to return to my country before I die. That sense of nostalgia. He, who had no place to return to begin with, could not possibly understand it. No, it was an emotion he should not have understood. Should not have understood. Black and white. Ooh. Fighting versus Gilgamesh. Okay. Yeah. Swift battle. The battle ended quickly, yeah. The gatekeeper, assassin, was defeated by the enemy servant. And the master who went out to face him, Chu, was defeated by the rain of swords. Don't tell me that's actually how... I don't remember what happened in Fate Route, but I'm pretty sure in UBW it was Rin and Shiro and Saber who defeated Castor and him. Oh no! I mean, this might have happened in Fate Route, I don't remember. But if this is how he actually died, then that would mean he's not presently alive. Oh boy. His abdomen was cruelly torn apart. The arms he spent over 20 years tempering vanished below his shoulders. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair to fight against Gilgamesh.
Master! Master!
And if he dies here, I could see a reason for Castor to make the wish. The woman's voice echoed in the temple grounds. The enemy servant seemed to have left, having finished with the servant and master of the temple gate. Only the woman was left, clinging to the remains of her pallid contractor. With eyes that had lost focus, barely able to discern silhouettes, he looked at her. Oh. Seeing that crying face, he found himself lamenting over having done something inexcusable. It was not an illusion that his fading consciousness was showing him. His heart, that should not have existed, shed blood on the verge of death. The woman wished to return home. Look at them. The idea of a place to return to did not exist for him. A repeated sense of nostalgia. A place he'd never seen nor heard of. A dream of a paradise that he did not even have an impression of to begin with. Yeah, Castor's old home. That he did not know how to take in even in his last moments.
ここから離れろ、キャスター。お前の気配を察すれば、今のサーバントが戻ってくる。
He said indifferently. Oh. Condition of his body aside, it was a miracle that his spirit was still in good health. Perhaps it was the result of his long days of training. Until the moment his brain stopped working, his mind was clear.
何を言うのです。気を確かに必ず直します。あなたを死なせはしません、マスター。
Oh, the woman didn't leave. It was a bit illogical. Of course, Losing a master to anchor to is a serious blow, but not to the extent that it would result in death. In fact, she had already lost one before, yeah. Considering the possibility of being attacked by the same servant again, it would have been best to leave as quickly as possible and search for another master.
見くびらないで。私は魔女です。死にかけの人間の一人や二人、簡単に作られる。
Oh. I mean, we did learn of that kinda in the backstory, but a miracle would not happen. Fuck you. The magical energy stockpiled in Ryudo Temple had been destroyed by the enemy servant. Fuck you. And the injuries were inflicted with a mortality curse by their noble phantasm. Fuck you, Gilgamesh.
簡単。こんなの何度だってやってきたことなんだから。失敗なんてしない。失敗なんてしない。失敗なんてしない。こんな簡単な治療、手こずったことなんて一度もない。
Whilst crying, the woman recited magic as if apologizing. I don't think you can overcome Gilgamesh. I mean, you do have Rule Breaker, but I don't know. But it was no use. Even the divine words she spoke had lost their usual power. Oh Lord. The woman's face filled with more sadness with each passing moment.
助けて、誰かお願い、お願い。
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
助けてよ。こんなの嘘よ。今まで失敗したことなんてただの一度もなかったのに。
No. Neither healing the wounds nor regenerating his body was fast enough. She could not save anything. A witch's role is only to cripple humans. Even if she could cure people and animate the dead, genuinely saving a person was simply not possible. Oh, fuck this game. Perhaps it was because she hadn't really tried to save anyone up until now. Don't say that. I mean, yeah, but no. She had not known of that rule until this very moment. Magic did not work. She called for help, but no aid ever came. The sky she looked up at was high, and she could not stop his falling body temperature. Fuck me, it was this.
死なないで死なないで死なないで死なないで宗一郎
He hears wailing. Looking at her crying face gives him a headache. He realizes that this is because of sadness, and finally accepted that he could not become a tool. Recognized emotion. He just thought to live normally. When he murdered a person and became free, he accordingly took up the view that the rest of his life could only be spent away. What a blatant lie. He dared not admit it, but he actually regretted that. He always kept in his heart those meaningless 20 years and the person he'd killed, whom he had only known by name. He always thought it was wrong to kill someone who he only knew who he knew only the name of. That was not a killing born from his own motives. He was not an adult born from his own will. How should he have atoned for his mistake? It had been fun. It was easy to do nothing but hone one single technique, to forget about thinking and be a tool. Yeah. Being preoccupied with that, he erased 2 lives without a single consideration. Is there any evil greater than this? Oh, morality change. Even if those who raised him were to shoulder part of his crime, even if he didn't know a thing, what killed another person was, inevitably, his own hands. The reason why he went on to live was because he didn't know how to atone. Yeah, that makes sense. Fuck me, that Castor crying and screaming scene destroyed me. I'm just depressed here. That's why I don't have much to say right now. He stopped practicing the technique that he could call his one and only purpose, and slowly buried it with his daily life. Wishing for nothing, gaining nothing. That was the best form of atonement he could conceive in his mind. Okay. That way of living crumbled after meeting this woman. Yeah, he was not a tool, so he was affected by this woman. A pale-looking lady wandering about in the cold rain, perhaps reminding him of himself. She was simply beautiful. More beautiful than any woman he had seen before. That was the only reason. Love at first sight, huh? Well, no, but an emotion still. To that beautiful creature, he reached out his hand. Looking back on it, throwing away all those days of atonement he had accumulated, and lending her hand was surely.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Fuck. The woman's voice had turned into a cry. What he thought was rain was something much warmer. Yeah, it was her tears. Damn. The woman did not leave. Just as that night, arms covered in blood clung to his chest. It is truly sad that he could not see her face anymore, he thought. Fuck you, game. I see. Oh.
ようやく気がついた。
It took too long, but still, there was some time. He had for a long time wanted to apologize to something. Things he had regretted. Something he had to beg for forgiveness. Since long ago, to that which he had vaguely carried until now. He had wanted to live for someone's sake. Oh, to that pure longing.
キャスター、
That's not fair, Gabe. That's not fair. That woman would not leave. Even though the footsteps of death may have been already gotten close. Oof, I'm full on crying over here. It seems the apology was directed at himself. That is enough. He could no longer apologize. But in exchange, this woman had done it for him. Only one concern remained. Yeah. He had to release this beautiful bird back to where it came from.
キャスター。
The woman would by no means leave him, yeah. Before she was forced to stay with Jason, but now she chooses not to leave him. When he could no longer see anything in the interval where he would allow for everything.
いいから。もう行きなさい。君はこんなところにいてはいけない。
Feeling more peaceful than he ever had, he told the woman to cling to his remains. Ending on moon, huh? Where the woman who was left took off to is already a distant story. The woman was not what he thought her to be. The conclusion was not one he had hoped for. Don't tell me she went to find a grail and resurrect him. The story of the fallen killer and the witch ends here. If there was any salvation, it was in the brief instant after they had met. The life that lasted less than a month was filled with many times more humanity and tranquility than what had existed up until then. I am not okay. Dizziness overcame her and me, as if having seen a fragmented dream. The witch in the black cloak is liberated from the evening rain. She narrowed her eyes at the slight vertigo and looked up at the gloomy sky. No moon to be seen, huh? Big cloud.
できっこないことを言われてもね。
No point in being told something I could never do. 羽
なんて初めからありはしなかったの。
But surely he saw her that way until the end. A bit of an angel metaphor, I guess, here. Even if she had fallen to the ground, her wings were light. Someday, they would slouch off the dirt and return to the skies.
ほんと気の回らない人。立ち寄った場所を気に入って空を忘れる渡り鳥だっているでしょう。そんな都合のいいことを思いもしなかったなんて。
Okay, more of a migratory bird instead of an angel, sure. She smiles ever so slightly at the monologue. As if drifting off to sleep, the witch slowly closes her eyelids, as if to bury herself in the short-lived dream. She held tightly onto this moment from which she will eventually awaken. So, new mission just dropped. We will never finish this game so that Kuzuki and Caster can live together happily. This is yet another fragment. A fragment that has already passed on, broken into pieces, and after faltering for a brief moment within the heart of the bearer, ceases to resist and simply flows away. So that with only the mind, she could not exist, and with only the body, she could not leave footprints. At the very least, the spring that did not come could be admired, unbeknownst to others, at this paradise of a town. What a horrible backstory. Finish. Done. Wallpaper, huh? I am not okay. I am not okay. Oh, I am emotionally destroyed. Let's go check the wallpaper. Another one. Save and title. Wow. Wow. Was that the best scene of the game? Was that the best scene of Fate as a whole? I don't know. It sure got me to cry more than many other scenes. More than probably any other scene. Yeah. I remember initially tearing up at the end of Fate Route when Saber left. I don't remember if I full on cried in other moments. Oh, definitely Kiritsugu's backstory in Zero. Yeah, that definitely, yeah. Wallpapers, huh? Oh, look at them. I didn't say it in the moment, but when he was laying on the ground, he looked so much like Kogami Shinya from Psycho Pass. Save, stay night. Oh, no, Fate, stay night. Okay, yeah. Save, Fate, stay night. Damn. Really cool. From Chuo Higashiguchi. Thank you. This one this one. Oh. Oh. The ring. Well, not the ring because it's not on ring finger, but you know. Wow. From Hidari, yeah. Those were the two that we got, yeah. Oh, wait. Or did we already have this? This is new. Wow, that's hauntingly beautiful. Wow. The eye line here, or this red part here, reminds me of one of my favorite artists a lot. Thank you, Kiyohara Hiro. If I remember, I'll put an image here to show. Actually, I can just show real quick. I should have it open here. Yeah, my banner on Analyst. The eye bottom part is pretty much the same. Wow, that's really beautiful. Yohara Hiro. I'm not sure if this one was new, but we have it now. We might have had this one from Hidari, but this is new, yeah. From Chuo Higashikuchi. Cool. Wow. I am not okay. I need a long break. Luckily, this was the last thing to record today. I don't know what to say about that scene. I cried like a bitch at the tail end there. Especially when Castor started crying and screaming and, yeah, grieving. That's when the tears welled up in my eyes, and at some point they broke. And then there was a brief moment of catching my breath, but then later on I just fully on broke, and I had tears flowing from both of my eyes. And I'm still kind of clearing them up. Sniffling has been happening, so sorry about that. I mean, what do you want me to do? Not sniffle while I'm crying? This game is gonna be the death of me. So yeah, we're never gonna finish this game. We're just gonna leave it at that, so that Kuzuki and Castor can have a loving forever. I'm still not 100% sure if that means that he's present in the current timeline and only his body is faked being alive or something. Like, I don't remember if that was a scene that would have happened in Fate Route, for example, and that was the aftermath we never saw or never got expanded upon or something. But wow, it could just be new stuff here. Wow. Yeah. Nothing but awe. Don't have many words to say. Just left speechless like the characters also. That was only a single scene, so it was only worth 0.4. Damn. Wow. I'm emotionally drained. I'm starving. I'm tired. I'm all kinds of things right now. I need to end it and go rest and just appreciate that scene. I think I'm gonna say that's the best scene. I've really loved the Ilya Shiro bed scene, Sakura and Shiro dinner scene with the dress. I really loved all the pool dates as well as Ryder's backstory. Holy shit! And Ryder's the present moment with him, and so many of the main story moments with Bizet have been really, really cool as well. But I think this scene might take the cake for me, at least in terms of showing emotion. I don't know. So hard to say. So many great scenes. I'm not saying one is like the other is superior to the other. I'm just saying that this might have resonated with me the most. Okay, yeah, we'll end it here. Patreon early access up to 2 weeks. Links down in the description. Good night. Hopefully good night.